We live on a big and beautiful planet circling the sun, planet Earth. The big beautiful planet is our Earth Mother. She made us. We deserve to be here. You see, we humans have an important job to do. So Mother Nature gives us everything we need to prosper and do our jobs. Our job, like that of all other forms of life, is to pursue our personal interests in a manner that enhances the well-being of the whole, from local to global, from society to ecology, to make things better. Most of our big beautiful planet is covered in ocean, a big blue rolling ocean. And in the ocean live the whales. There are many types of whales. There are blue whales and fin whales and sei whales and humpback whales and beaked whales and sperm whales and many other whales besides. And there are two types of whale defined by how they feed: toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales have teeth and they eat squid and fish. Baleen whales have baleen, which is like a filter inside their mouth, and they eat plankton, the tiny plants and animals that drift in the ocean. The baleen whales open their mouths, suck in the seawater, and then use their tongue to squish the water through the baleen plates and filter out the plankton. There are two types of plankton, and Vita Sapien calls them the Plato and the zoop. The Plato, properly called phytoplankton, are tiny plants, and the zoop, properly called zooplankton, are tiny animals. Baleen whales feed at the surface in the sunlight where the plankton grow. Toothed whales hunt for prey at depth in the dark, cold waters below. But down there is too little light to see, so the toothed whales have evolved a clever means to navigate and hunt in the dark. It's called echolocation. They send out waves of sound from an organ inside their head, and the sound waves bounce off objects in the dark. The echoes from these sound waves help the whales navigate and hunt in the cold, dark depths of the ocean. Now, while the toothed whales hunt at depth, they poop at the surface, and that whale poop is rich in minerals, nitrogen and phosphorus and iron. At the surface, in the sunlight, the nutrients are taken up by the plato, the tiny plants that drift in the ocean. And the plato reproduce like crazy, creating huge blooms of plankton, and as the plankton grow, they absorb carbon dioxide gas, or CO2, from the water, and the CO2 is replenished from the air above. Now the plankton absorb the CO2 into their tissue, and some of the plankton die and sink to the seafloor. In this way, the plankton draw down huge amounts of carbon from the atmosphere. This is called a biological carbon pump, because living things pump carbon from the air to the seafloor. In addition to this, when the whales die, they also sink to the seafloor in what is called whale fall. In this way, they take the carbon in their bodies to the ocean depths. The whales help to control the amount of carbon in the atmosphere. Imagine that! The whales help regulate the composition of the atmosphere to keep the climate just the way it's meant to be. Around and around in an endless turning of circle of life, the wonder of nature, the balance of nature, the cycles of nature, the whales regulate the climate. The whales regulate the climate just by going about their lives. Imagine if we humans regulated the climate just by going about our lives. So let's say, thanks whales, we really like what you do. And we ask, how are things with you whales? And the whales say, oh, not so good actually. The humans haven't been kind to us. Many nations still hunt us with mechanized harpoon ships, Our numbers are way down. Plus, we have to compete with the mechanized fishing industry, and you humans are so wasteful. You act like unsustainable super predators. We're having trouble doing our jobs. And we ask, what can we do to help you do your important job? And the whales say, think of us when you see the ocean. Think of us swimming in the open sea. Learn about whales and the role that we play in the ocean ecosystem. And learn about how the humans interact with us. Learn about the whaling ships and the international agreements. Learn about the Sven de Foyn gun. And learn about how climate change is affecting the whales and how ocean acidification is making it harder for the phytoplankton to grow. And we say to the whales, we can do that. I will do that. I will think of you when I see the ocean. I will think of you in the vast sea as you dive deep into the freezing depths where you track your prey with pulses of sound and then deliver their nutrients to the sunlit waters above. I will think of you when I see the clouds. I will think of you when I see the rain. I will stand up for you. I will support the people who run interference on the corporations and the governments who harm the whales. I will make personal sacrifice for you because you are doing your job. I mean, just think about the whales. They're doing their job, pursuing their personal interests in a manner that enhances the well-being of the whole. The whales are so inspiring. Imagine if we could be like whales. Imagine if we could be like the whales, pursuing our personal interests in a manner that benefits the whole, from local to global, our society and ecology, to make things better. Thank you, whales. I will think of you. I will act for you. I will protect you.